This podcast is sponsored by Lightens. Lightens, your best source for OE quality automotive and heavy-duty accessory drive tensioning devices. We know tensioners because we invented them.
Welcome to AMN Drivetime Quick Hit, sponsored by Lightens. Today we're going to be interviewing Bill Hanvey from Auto Care and Paul McCarthy from AASA. As we've talked, guys, you are our guinea pigs for this new concept, and it's intended to be a 10-minute or so conversation about an important topic of the day. And our topic today is going to be AAPEX 2022. Good morning, guys.
Morning, Bill. Good morning, Paul.
Good morning, Bill.
So, guys, we have a few questions. First, number one, how many exhibitors are going to be on the show floor this year, guys? And how many attendees are you expecting at AAPEX 2022? And perhaps give us some context related to 19, 20, 21, et cetera.
The latest numbers that have just come in, we have 1,400 exhibitors this year. The floor is going to be about 60% larger than it was last year. The only difference will be that the Asian pavilions are obviously greatly curtailed because of travel restrictions coming from China. So that's going to be, you're going to see a significant difference in that atmosphere. The upstairs is sold out. Joe's Garage has expanded, and so has Repair Shop HQ in general, which is now on the lower level, if you will. So we're really building that out. In terms of attendees, 49,000 attendees right now, and that's an early indication because we still get registration numbers up to the point of checking in, which is about 94% of pre-COVID attendance. I also want to do a shout out for the Alliance Group and Auto Value Bumper to Bumper, who are bringing over 2,000 shops. And also Advanced Professional and the CarQuest Group are bringing 900 shops. So really on par to be a fantastic show. And Paul, anything on the color side?
On the color side, well, I think it's just thinking about the momentum from last year, where a lot of attendees told us it was one of the most valuable shows ever. You know, it was all the right people, all the right meetings.
So, guys, as we are 10 days or so out from AAPEX 22, what are you guys most excited about as you look forward to it?
Well, for me, it's what Bill mentioned about the Alliance bringing all those auto value and bumper to bumper shops and advanced shops, because as manufacturers, seeing all of those choosers and showing them how impressive aftermarket products are, that's what really gets us excited.
We only have one chance once a year to bring our industry together, and virtual is fantastic. It has filled a void. It's great for information, but really when you get down to it, the face-to-face interaction that occurs at AAPEX allows the entire industry to interact, whether you're a shop owner, a supplier, a distributor, a retailer. So we're doing things to continually reinforce that collaboration through AAPEX, such as training classes and providing opportunities for the entire supply chain to get together, exchange ideas, conduct training, and build your brands.
Is there anything new and unique happening this year that didn't happen last year or the year before that can share with our audience of AMN?
Bill, I think the training segments are always different. They're always unique. We really encourage everybody who attends to at least look and see what type of training is available at the show itself. The expansion of Joe's Garage and Repair Shop HQ, we are very dedicated to making the supply chain more efficient, better trained, with all the technology that's being exhibited through our exhibition partners. It's important that we provide that training so that, practically when these vehicles roll into the shop, we're able to fix it.
It's been fascinating to see AAPEX really become the place for shops to be prepared for the future and for the future growth drivers. I'll mention a couple new things we have on that front: sponsor a tech and new student sponsorships. So important. We know that winning the future is all about attracting the best to our industry. We know it's all about training and being ready for the future. Throw out one other new thing, or relatively new, started last year, but our joint studies that we released at AAPEX on EVs and on e-commerce, so the industry can have consistent, trusted numbers that we can really plan on. And the last thing I'll mention is the road to AAPEX. It's been awesome, Bill. Very exciting. And thanks very much for Babcox partnering with us on that.
Over the years, there's been some pretty amazing speakers at the AAPEX breakfast on Tuesday morning. And other AAPEX event over the years, right? Any favorite moments or behind the scenes, inside baseball sort of types of stories with any of these famous speakers?
Well, frankly, we got a lot of feedback that Karl Rove was really a highlight. So it's pretty exciting to have him back. And in the spirit of the bipartisanship that we have seen with the Repair Act that we're fighting for on Capitol Hill, it's also great to have a charismatic Democratic counterpart now here in James Carville. I'd say for me, a highlight was definitely talking with President Bush backstage and some of those stories. And what I heard from the attendees, though, was how his comments from the stage on 9/11 are just something they're never going to forget. And that was incredibly meaningful. And the last one for me was when we had the big industry customers, after the pandemic, with that message. We had the big four retailer CEOs, we had Corey, we had Sue, with that message that the aftermarket is essential and that our world is going to be okay. That meant a lot. And I think set that foundation for what has been one of the greatest growth stages for the aftermarket that we've ever seen.
I want to echo your sentiments about President Bush. Obviously, that was probably my career highlight, Bill. It was just incredible to share time, personal time with a former president, and it really exemplified leadership. He had the audience on pins and needles, and just to be able to tell a story like that, and to have someone of President Bush's stature addressing our industry really has shown how important our industry is. We are worthy of a former president. We need to elevate our game in terms of exposing our industry to political figures and vice versa as well.
Hey guys, last year when we came together, it was really positioned as a reunion of the industry, obviously coming out of COVID. As we move forward, it really feels more like an annual homecoming AAPEX. And any thoughts on that?
We are such a unique industry. Do you think the pharmaceutical industry comes together as an industry once a year to celebrate its success, to train its members from the supply chain, from one end of the supply chain to the next? No, they don't. The only people that really do this is our industry. And that's what makes AAPEX such a success and such a homecoming, is because we get together, we share ideas, and if everybody is successful, the industry is successful, and that's what we're striving for.
We all know that this is a relationship industry. That's one of the things that makes it unique. And if those relationships break down, our business breaks down. And that's why it is so important to come together at AAPEX. And what heartens me is what I hear from members at the end of the show. So I heard at the end of last year, several member executives come up to me and say, hey, couldn't have had a better show because now I feel confident about my plan for next year. Had other members come up and say, it's always at AAPEX where I leave and I just feel positive about the future of our industry. Remember how important we are and the opportunities we have as we look forward. I lose it in the day-to-day. So it does remind us, again, the importance of coming together and seeing that big picture and spending the time together. We can only succeed together.
You guys, great job. Thank you for being with us on AMN Drivetime Quick Hit, sponsored by Lightens. Before we let you go, though, we have a tradition of lightning round questions, and I've got 7 of them, and we'll just go back and forth. All right, so Bill, lightning round, we're going to start with you, and then we'll go to Paul, and we'll just go back and forth, and you could both answer them or just one, whatever. We'll see how it goes.
Great.
Best place to network at AAPEX?
Obviously, the opening reception and the Circle Bar.
Paul, any comment?
I think Bill answered it.
Paul, we'll start with you. Favorite hotel to stay at when you're in Vegas?
Whatever's closest to the show floor.
Bill?
Any place.
Bill Hanvey, favorite restaurant in Vegas?
El Bellino in Caesars, but Joe Stone in Caesars for sure.
Paul, you have any favorites?
My splurge is there's a gelato place that I let myself hit once or twice at the end of the day, and that's a nice relaxing way at the end of the day.
Bill Hanvey, best place to get a quick cocktail with a colleague?
Certainly the Circle Bar.
Paul?
Well, for me, actually, I like some of the little out-of-the-way places. There's always something different, like in some edge of the palazzo or the edge of Link or something. But honestly, the fun part is just having a drink with somebody. I don't care where, I don't care what. It's just getting to do that with everybody.
So, Paul, are you an early check-in guy or a late checkout guy?
Yes.
Bill Hanvey.
Ditto.
Bill Hanvey, favorite day of the show at AAPEX and why?
Tuesday morning, without question. Getting ready for the breakfast. I'm pumped. It's the start of the show. We had a great AWDA session on Sunday and Monday, and then Tuesday it's kickoff and ready to go.
Paul?
Oh, that one's tough. I like all the days for different reasons.
Last question for both of you. When you think of the term rock star, what comes to mind, Bill Hanvey?
Top of the class.
Paul?
Well, I think rock stars are what everybody kind of dreamed of being. So I think it's these models of, wow, if I could be like them.
Guys, great to have you on AMN Drivetime. Quick Hits is our inaugural guest with this new concept. And as always, AMN Drivetime Quick Hit, sponsored by Lightens. Really great to have you here.
Thanks, Bill. See you, Paul.
See you, Bill. Thank you, Bill. And see everybody in Vegas.
See you in Vegas.
This podcast is sponsored by Lightens. Lightens, your best source for OE quality automotive and heavy-duty accessory drive tensioning devices. We know tensioners because we invented them.